A while back, I made a video on emotional regulation and how it's so important and how emotional regulation can be a tool that is used in our relationships in order to stay calm and communicate with other people, even whenever we're having conflict. And obviously, this commenter feels like they're perpetually in a state of anxiety or stress. So I kind of want to give a little bit of a refresher on what it means whenever you are in a state of stress all the time. Basically, you have your window of tolerance, and when you're in your window of tolerance, great, wonderful, you're regulated for the most part. When you leave your window of tolerance, you can become hyperactivated, which means you get really anxious and overwhelmed, and you start to have those like jittery feelings, or you can get deactivated, which is below our window of tolerance. So this person stays in a highly stressed state. And that can be really difficult because when we're in a constant state of stress, we're using the part of our brain that isn't quite as logical and mindful to make decisions. We're going with knee-jerk reactions in the moment, and that can kind of make things even worse. So how do we turn that off? There's a lot of different ways, and it takes practice. Learning to remind yourself in those extremely heightened moments, like, I am safe. It's gonna be okay. Also, I think it can be helpful to reflect on all the times that you've overcome things in the past. Journaling is really good for this. Like, man, I give myself a hard time and I feel like I can't get over anything and my life is so stressful. But if I look at my track record, I've made it through every hard thing I've ever been through. And actually, I'm really brave because I keep showing up for relationships. I keep showing up in my life and trying new things. And I want to encourage you because I was one of those people who stayed pretty stressed out, pretty anxious most of the time. I would wake up in this like almost state of panic every morning and my heart would be racing like I was already behind somehow for the day. And I remember over time, the more that I worked on emotional regulation, there was one morning where I woke up and I was like, I don't feel panicked today. I feel okay. Everything's gonna be all right. But it took me a while of reminding myself every single morning when I would wake up that nothing bad was happening. I had to reprogram that, and it was just one small moment in the day, but it made a huge difference. It was so nice to wake up and not be in that state of stress, but I had to do it for me. And so if there's a specific time or a specific environment or a specific thing that really amps up your anxiety, learn the things that you can say to yourself in that specific moment that are going to help you to bring back down that anxiety, or what's an exercise or what's a routine that you can incorporate that can be helpful for that one moment of the day. And that is a good way to start. If you need some help and guidance, I am accepting new clients and we can figure it out together.